Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We're talking about BB7 All-Stars.
All stars, all stars. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And if you want to support us on Patreon, there's a link in the description. We're watching Survivor Heroes versus Villains over there, y'all. It is fun.
Yes, we is.
Come join us.
Yes, we is. Yes. Okay. Original All-Stars. All this talk about All-Stars. And look what we're doing.
I know.
Watching All-Stars.
How about that? We thought about it, you know? We said, hey, this might make sense.
Collective universe. We're all, yes, here we are.
Right.
So we are on,
off of,
yes.
Who got evicted? Allison, right? Yes.
Day 11 eviction, the first eviction, Allison. We are on episodes 4 and 5. This is the second HOH, basically.
Yes. Kaser's HOH. We know that Kaser is the
Kaser!
HOH. Yes. So we start with Danielle's coming off the block. She's like relieved to still be in the house. And we see a little bit of a conversation between Danielle and Janelle. And Janelle's like smoothing things over a little bit and saying like, I know Diane voted for Allison, but I don't know who the other person is. Of course, we know it was Nokomis who voted to save Allison and evict Danielle. And we do get a little DR thing from Nokomis saying like, I am not happy that I didn't know about this vote. Because there was all this talk, in the last week about like people are going to want to vote with the majority. Like no one's going to want to be on the wrong side in this first week. Nokomis is that person who like found herself on the wrong side and is annoyed that she didn't vote with the house.
Yeah, Diana Nokomis basically left out. Danielle says she has her chapstick ready to kiss some booty.
Right.
Whatever she has to do to just have a good week. Stay in the house. Marcellus also reveals some information that the last minute switch that we were talking about last episode was that the season 6-4 had said to him, like, if you promise to vote out Allison now, we will go after Danielle for you. So that was a deal that Marcellus made that kind of helped the tides turn, I guess. So we get a little bit of that information.
Yes. Now, as we said, Kaser is the HOH. They sort of pick up in the backyard a little bit in the celebration of Kaser winning, and James is deciding not to celebrate because people strategy, like we don't want to make it so obvious that season 6 is working together. So James is like that one, he's like still the same guy, he's like in an alliance, but he's got one foot out the door on that alliance at all times. So he's not celebrating too hard, but we then get a conversation with the season 6 group, right? And this is Janelle saying that Will and Boogie, Chill Town, it's not chill. We got to deal with this because it's not.
Right. At first, they're up in the room without James. And they're like, gosh, dang it. Is James doing the same thing? And they're like, yes, obviously. He is. But yeah, Howie's bringing up Chilltown. Janelle's bringing up Chilltown. She's like, a dangerous duo, break them up, right? And Kaser's like, why would we go for them and have them come for us? And I think this is a little bit of like PTSD from season 6, where like he went guns a-blazing for Cappy and the friendship, and he got attacked, and it was just like constant attack, and like he's just so scared of like the whole house coming for him that he kind of wants to play, even though he says I want to make a big move, he kind of wants to play it safe. So he's like, why would I want them coming for us? And they're like, they're already coming for us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Kaser, do you not already know that they hate you and they want to get you out? Apparently not, because he thinks that he's got to like play it safe around them and like be under the radar or something.
Then James does finally come up to the room, and James is all like, I know exactly what Jace is doing because it's my game. And Janelle's like, wait, are you serious? I think he's with me. And James is like, oh my gosh, I see it. Like, I see what's happening.
Right. But they're all very fixated on Chilltown, but Kaser is more kind of fixated on Nokomis for some reason. Like he's talking about what a smart player she is. And she is. Like he's not misreading the situation. Like Nokomis is a good player, and like it's good to target her eventually, but I don't know if this is the right time. But then they kind of settle on like it's Chilltown or it's Diane and Nokomis. Like these are the two duos that they're kind of thinking that they need to break up at this point in the game.
Yes. Then we have some fluff. We have Erica flirting with Kaser. She just thought he was so cute when she watched season 6. Honey, we all did.
Yeah.
We see Will and Howie, more of that, except that
Right.
this time Will is just like more mean.
Just
and then Jace gets caught talking to Chilltown. Will is doing the Will show, doing a bit of Will.
Right.
He wants to make a deal.
Yeah, he wants to offer, 3 weeks of safety to Kaser in exchange for him nominating floaters. Like, I think they understand, like, they probably know that they're going to be targets every single week to go up on the block. So they're going to have to like continue to like wheel and deal their way through this. And so in order to make it through the Kaser HOH, they'll offer him 3 weeks of safety if he nominates floaters. We don't really ever see them go to him with that deal.
No.
But we do see, like you say, Jace is kind of playing both sides of the house at this point because he takes this info to Janelle, right?
He does, yes. And only because he gets caught. Who was it? James or somebody comes outside. So it's like, oh, Jace with them or talking with them. So he immediately goes to Janelle and like tries to cover his butt. And he's like, oh, Will's going to make a deal or and gives her that information. But let's get to the food comp because
let's do it.
Fun.
Sarah, it's the introduction of slop.
Guys, this is it. This is when slop showed up for the first time.
Oh my God. And they are like, it's fun to see them like sell slop so hard, because like this is the first time. Of course, they're going to talk about how much worse it is than PB&J because it is so much worse than PB&J. Nowadays, like slop doesn't get that camera time that it does here. It doesn't. Because like everybody knows about it. It just kind of sucks. And like people are volunteering for slop at this point. It's just like kind of a part of the BB game.
Some people are just ending slop because they can't even.
And then there's sometimes just no penalty for ending slop. So
yeah, it's a different world now. Yes. But they're bringing it to us in the most disgusting way possible. They like make troughs out of it. And they've hidden rats in it. I mean, thank you for that visual. Okay. Yeah. So if we didn't think it looked disgusting, now we definitely do. And now they have to dip their heads in with no hands to pull out the rats with their mouth tied, connected, clipped to a pear.
I mean,
all around.
Like,
wow.
They must like sit around as producers and be like, okay, wait. We're going to put rats in the slop.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not enough though. Like, okay, what if we tied them together and they have to retrieve the rats? Not enough. Like, okay, face first into the slop, tied together, get rats. Like, it's just like they are like, it's like how many check marks of like torture do we need to tick off before we're like satisfied with how disgusting this is as a challenge?
Yes, so bad. And like Marcellus at some point was like, and it's hot from the sun. And then I just was like, oh gosh, I didn't even think about how hot it would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked so gross. And they just go for it. They're just like diving head first in their hair, like they're just covered in slop. And they are divided into 2 teams. And I think called it the cool kids versus like season 6's friends or whatever it was. I'm sure something like that. Yeah. I was 100% offended by Boogie's lift of Diane into like straight up like in her crack. Like, do not touch me there. I'll
lift
smack
her
you
up. Like, and she doesn't know it's happening. Like, she's not saying like, hey, give me a boost. Like she's face first in the slop and he just lifts her by her ass and like shoves her deeper into the slop to find the rat. I'm like,
first off, yes, you're a disgusting man. No, thank you. And like, she needs to be in control because we don't need her to drown in the slop. Like she needs to just maintain control of her body. Okay. Thank you. Pass.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Thanks. But I will say that one.
Yes.
So they find the 12 rats from the slop first, and that means that it's Howie, Danielle, Janelle, Marcellus, James, and Nokomis are on slop for the week. And it's kind of like Nokomis who gets the blame, at least from Marcellus's point of view, because she like grabbed her bandana in the first round instead of a rat. So whatever. It's just, they just lost. Yeah. They have to eat slop.
Right, exactly. So they are the first crew that ever gets to eat slop, and there we go.
Yeah.
Guess what, you guys? Howie is still a Jedi, but he's going to
Still a
bring
Jedi.
George in on that, so that's great. And
Mhm.
you know what? Honestly, at this point, I was like, I much prefer a Howie Jedi segment to these mean boys being mean to each other.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
I'll take
over
like
that.
5 Jedi segments an episode if I
Yes.
don't have to see like Howie and Will bicker with each
Yeah.
other or,
And talk about their wrinkles and who's fat and who's not. Like, I just
oh my
don't need
God.
any of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now
No.
Kaser, who's just
Mhm.
running this HOH the way that he is,
Yeah.
he decides to bring Chilltown up to talk to them.
He's going to make a deal with them. The HOH is going to make a deal with Chilltown rather than Chilltown initiating. Chilltown feels like they should be the ones who are worried, but it feels like Kaser's the one who's worried because he's initiating this deal.
But it's like not even a deal. And
It's
it
not
was
an alliance.
it's not an alliance. It was almost like Kaser thought he could lord his HOH over Will and
Yeah.
Boogie.
Yeah.
And in no way, like you can see it in Will's face of like, is this dude talking to me like this? Because he's like, this is not an alliance. Like, we are not working together. I do not want to work with you. Like, he's kind of like, don't even get your hopes up that I'm going to work with you. But if you don't go up, you'll put up floaters, like telling them what to do. I was like, Kaser, what are you thinking right now?
And it's not even like, hey, what do you think? Like,
I
had this idea. It's very much like, if I don't put you up, this is what you will do.
Mm-hmm.
And Will and Boogie, I mean, Boogie plays it off better than Will. Like you say, you kind of read Will's face and he's like, okay, the ball's on this guy. Like, give me a break. Yeah. Boogie is more like, sure. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. Like, we know that Boogie's not going to necessarily honor this deal, but Boogie's like doing the right move of just like, yes, okay. You just agree to it. You make the deal. You know, you don't.
And I think that Boogie jumping in and being like, well, great, I was going to do that anyway. Sounds good. Like, he kind of kept it light. And I think he kind of cut off Will. So Will wasn't like, what just happened here? Like, Will had other things to say. And I think Boogie was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's get out of this room real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Sure. Not an alliance? Great. Well, we don't owe you anything. Okay, great. Right. And then they leave. And you're just like, wait, what?
What are you doing, Kaser? And then Kaser follows through on his side of the deal when it comes down to the noms because he nominates Nokomis and Diane. Now, Sarah.
And there is quite a bit of shock around the table. First off, Will can't believe it because did this actually happen? And Nokomis and Diane are like, who, us?
What?
We've already had like literal sound bites from them of like, there's no reason that I should be in trouble. I'm not worried.
No, they felt safe in this episode. They were like, why would we be targets? And why would they? Like, Sarah, please.
Why would they?
Talk us through this.
David, I don't know because, the only theory I really have is that Kaser is a bit gun shy from season 6. He really doesn't want to go head to head with the other powerful man in the house. I bet Kaser's like, it's me and Will. That's this whole house. That's how Kaser views it. And he doesn't want another him and Cappy situation. So he thinks, I think he's legitimately scared of rocking the boat. He wants to give himself some more time before he's the big target, which is not realistic thinking. I just don't understand why he put 2 females up who, yes, Nokomis is super, super smart, but she's not a challenge threat. And the 2 of them were just very clearly out of the loop just a couple days ago. So if anything, you bring them in, like James points out. Like, you bring them in because who do you trust more, that duo or Chilltown?
Exactly. You
cannot trust.
You're putting up the 2 people who didn't know what was happening at the last eviction. Yeah. Why are they a threat? Even if they are a duo, they're out of the loop right now. So it's crazy to me.
This is just like season 40 of Survivor over again. It's like, why are you not even talking about Rob right now? Like, why is Rob still in the game? Like, why is Will not on the block? Why
are you waiting? Why are you waiting? Yeah, especially when it's
Yeah,
a duo like that. Like I understand, with Survivor, it's
yeah,
an individual game, right? Like you have to focus on like one person or whatever. But in Big Brother, when you've got a duo like Chilltown, put them both up and you can get one of them out, and that's a
yeah,
win. Even if Will is
right.
your target
Yeah,
and you don't end up getting Will out, you have knocked out his number one if Boogie
yeah.
goes home. So it's
That's
crazy
right.
that
You break up duos in
yeah,
all the shows. You break up duos. They're
yeah,
literally wearing shirts that say Chilltown. Can you imagine going on any show and advertising your alliance?
your
Like,
alliance.
I, they are just like flaunting
Yeah,
themselves in this
yeah.
game. And Kaser is scared. He just couldn't bring himself to make a move, and he made a weak move. Okay, moving on.
Moving on. Now, in the next episode, of course, the house is annoyed that he didn't nominate Chilltown. Diane and Nokomis are both, like you said, they're confused, they're emotional. Like Diane's fully crying, and she's like really upset about this. And Kaser, who just put her on the block, is like trying to console her. And I'm like, she probably just needs a little bit of space from you right now,
Oh,
Kaser.
yeah.
But,
Get
like,
out of my face when you
yeah,
just put me on the block.
yeah. And so she's, got several people coming over to her, consoling her because she's like under the covers, crying, upset, confused, I'm sure. Like,
Yeah.
like you said, both she and Nokomis felt safe in the previous episode. So this is a bit of a blind side for both of them.
Yeah. We also see that Will and Boogie have like a little touch base. They're strong as ever. Going great.
They're
You win, I win.
laughing in the DR
Yeah.
about not being on the block. Like they can't
Yeah.
believe it as much as Diane and Nokomis can't believe it.
Right. It's like they don't have power in the house, but they have all the power in the house.
Exactly. Yes, it's crazy. But
we see
then we
Jace.
see, yeah, you go.
Jace and James have this interesting little conversation. And I only bring this up because I was waiting the whole time for James to say anything about Rachel. Jace and James are like, they're not the guys they once were. They've grown up. They've matured. Jace is going on and on about his girlfriend and her daughter and how it feels to have this little girl in his life. And never once did James say anything about Rachel. And I was like, y'all already broke up, didn't you?
Whoopsie.
Already broke up. All right. Anyway. Okay.
So then we see it's Chilltown, Jace, Erica, and George are talking about the season 6 alliance in the hot tub.
Yep.
And of course, Will is kind of holding court and he's planting seeds.
I'm so sorry. I called her Rachel. It was Sarah. Thank you guys. Chat is correcting me.
That's right. Okay. I was
Rachel
thinking,
was Howie's.
I think it's Rachel, but I can't tell you for sure what the name is.
I literally forgot the person with my own name. That's how bad my memory is. Okay. Yep.
Yes. So at any rate, we're in the hot tub. Will is planting the seeds about season 6 as if they haven't already been planted. Like everybody knows that they're an alliance and they're a threat and they need to be split up. But Will is just kind of like hammering the point home. And then we kind of see like George is there and George has just been there, so far and just been around the house. He's not playing the game super hard, but like Boogie kind of like turns to him and is like, so George, like, are you with us or are you against us? Like, it's time for you to pick a side. And George is like, well, do I have a choice? Like, ooh, yikes. Okay, I guess I'm with you guys because here I am with you guys right now.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because George didn't flat out go, yeah, absolutely, I'm with you guys. He kind of like hedged and hummed a little bit. Where he's like, do I have a choice? Yeah, sure. So he was like agreeing, but he interestingly wasn't like 100%. Dudes, I'm with you for sure. Yeah. So that helps me think like George knows what's going on. Like he sees it. Yeah. And he's playing up his little role, Mm-hmm. And otherwise, Danielle's the only one we've seen that's like actually reached out to him.
Yeah, for sure. But feel like, I don't, George, they've kind of edited him to seem like kind of like the bumbling idiot so far. But like, I honestly think that he could use that to his advantage if he actually has his head in the game. Nobody's taking him seriously and he could kind of be a silent threat right now and maybe nobody would sniff that out for a while. So
Oh yeah, they keep him in, take him to the end. Okay, real quick. Howie forgets his towel in the shower. Moving
Sure.
on.
Yes.
Nokomis dyes her hair, and honestly, I just
Sarah.
have to say, David, she was ahead of her time. It became a trend just a few years ago, and they rip her apart
Yes.
for just not being like them. It's
Well,
just so
they're
disgusting.
couldn't be nicer to her face. Whoa, Nokomis, your hair. Look at your hair. It looks so good. But like, it's that thing where when people don't like it, they go, wow, look at your hair.
Wow.
You know, not like,
yeah.
oh, I love it.
I don't think
you know,
anyone said that. Yeah, I don't think they said love it. I don't think good. Like none of those words. It was like, whoa, it's orange. It looks
Yeah.
like fire. They're just
And
like
they're so
saying factual
mean
things.
in the diary room.
So mean.
Like,
I can't.
I think Howie, I mean, unsurprisingly, Howie's like, oh, it's not her hair's fault that her face is ugly or something. They're just saying like the meanest things about, you know, she's modified her body. She has tattoos and piercings. Like, oh, it's no surprise that she's adding to it with the hair dye. Like, people are just being
I
straight
just
up
don't.
rude.
Yeah, it's like the mean girl mentality, but I've never seen it on so many guys in one place. Like these
Yeah.
guys are attacking each other physically, left and right. I just
Yeah.
don't get it, and it's so gross to see. And
It's
okay,
disgusting.
anyway, Nokomis, great hair. I mean, she did a great job.
Yeah, I know. I was
and-
actually very impressed with like the division of colors. I
Yeah.
was like, how did you get the top to be?
Yeah.
I'm colorblind. Is it yellow at the top and then
Yeah.
orange at the bottom?
Yes, it's literally like fire, yellow and orange, and
I was
then
impressed with that.
I like just a few years ago I had pink hair. Like I'm all on board. Come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Okay, where are we?
Then yes, I know. Then it just felt like this episode in particular, there were like a lot of silly packages and like
Mhm.
not a lot of like gameplay stuff. I remember they
This
were like
is-
trying to name the tarantulas, you
Yeah.
know. There were like
Right.
a couple other things, but I just kind of like didn't take a whole lot of notes on that stuff because I was like, I'm gonna get to the gameplay. The next gameplay thing that I remember is Janelle basically decides like, Kaser's nominations suck. I don't like this. Like, I don't want to have to choose between Diane and Nokomis. And they are kind of talking about like, what is this deal that he made with Chilltown? Obviously, he made a deal. Otherwise, they would be on the block. Like, what happened?
Right. The three left of season 6 are annoyed with his choices, his noms. They don't like it. And Janelle says something about the deal he made. And James and Howie are both like, was it a real deal? Did he actually make a deal with them? And she's like, yeah. I mean, I don't know what the deal was. I wasn't there, but yeah, he made a deal. And like, obviously that's not going to sit well with James and Howie. You can't just like leave your alliance out of this deal.
Well, and then they're also saying like, Diane and Nokomis might have actually honored a deal. If we try to make a deal with them, Chilltown is not going to honor this deal. What is he thinking?
Right. This is when James brings up that point of like, they were on an island over here.
Yes.
Like they're not a threat. Bring them into our group. We can trust them more than we can trust Will and Boogie. But like, oh well. It's all done. Okay, so let's play some veto.
Yes. So we have to pick the players, spin the wheel. It's Will, Erica, and James are picked by random draw on this spin the wheel thing. And they have to play this like golf game in the backyard.
But it's like a big ball and it's a big putt. So it's just not that easy because you have to sort of maneuver. And I wonder if they got practice, like, you know, in the more recent seasons, they give them practice on this kind of stuff, but it did not look like they could do this very well. They all sort of stunk it up.
It did not look like they could do they had any practice, except maybe Erica. Like she was actually really.
She's I play golf.
Yeah, she's like, I have beat my boyfriend. Like I'm not too bad at golf, and like it actually showed. Like she had the chops to like back it up, because you know it's like different zones on the yard give you different points, +3, +2, +1, or give one, and then like you get the once you get to 7 balls, you're eliminated. Whatever. Basically, everybody just gets 3 over and over and over again, except for Erica. And maybe Will doesn't get 3 at one point.
Yeah, but he got a 2. And I also don't think Will's trying. He doesn't want to win anything. He certainly doesn't want to win this veto.
Yeah.
So
and James too, like, seems to be throwing it. He's like,
yeah, he's not
this,
going to win
want
this.
it to be obvious, because everyone's calling him like the veto champ when he got picked to play in the veto. And so I think he's like kind of biding his time a little bit. Like, I don't need to win this by any means. Like, I'm just going to let this one go.
Yeah, for sure. So Erica eventually gets to give a ball. So she gives her ball to Nokomis, and that eliminates Nokomis. Then the next time, Diane just eliminates herself. So our two noms are out. They've got no hope of taking themselves down.
Right.
And then Erica gets to do another ball, and she puts it on Kaser because he's just the only one left. And that means she wins.
And she wins. Yeah. Yeah, she kind of smoked everybody in this challenge. And so... you know, Diane is saying, like, I hope Erica uses it just to mess with season 6. Like, let's shake up this house. Like, it's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. But, like, of course, that's what Diane is hoping for, because that's what we hope, you know, to get off the block. Then we get a Boogie birthday segment where he gets to enjoy.
Oh, boy. Erica, why? Why, Erica? Why
would you agree to that?
Okay, but she did. And then they had sushi in front of all the people on Slap, and they were very upset about it.
Yes.
Okay, so now we get another Will holding court in a hot tub. King of the hot tub.
That's what he does.
Keep those seeds planted. Don't let anyone forget what the actual target is in this house.
And Nokomis is like, yeah, we all know that they're the target. But guess what? Diane and I are on the block, and we're not coming down. Like, what do you want us to, like, why are we talking about this right now? And Diane gets out of the hot tub, puts her towel on, is like yelling at people. This is an insult. It's like a slap in my face. You know, she's just taking out her frustration on
She's emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's upset. You know, they're like talking about basically there's no option here. It's the two of them. She goes into the diary room. She cries a little. She's like, I'm in with a bunch of Charles Manson and his cult. Like, they're all so evil here. And yes, Dr. Will is. And but then Will is like, bring him down. He beckons for Kaser to come down to his court.
Kaser.
Kaser's up there with the rest of season 6 and Marcellus. And he's like, what? Oh, and they're like, what? But he does. He goes down to the hot tub court, and Will's like, look, dude, we're here. We're talking. We don't know. We don't like these noms. We don't want to pick between these two girls. We don't like it.
Yeah.
Kaser's like, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah.
If you don't want to vote out Diane or Nokomis, you tell me. I'm the HOH. Yeah. Maybe I can make this happen for you. But okay, I'll do what the house wants. Let's line everybody up, and you pick somebody to be the renom.
Yeah.
And so then there's like cricket, awkward silence.
Sure.
And Kaser's like, okay, that's what I thought. I will see myself out. And then as walking out, Will's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Put me on the topic. This is Will's dream.
Fine.
All he wants is to be nominated, to be recognized as the threat that he is. You know, he is not validated as a winner of Big Brother until he's on the block. Nobody's taking me seriously.
No. Why? Will no one give him what he wants? I mean, come on. What is the holdup here? And Kaser's like, okay, please stop being the victim. Okay, bye. And he leaves. What I thought was interesting is that Kaser goes up to sort of like give the scoop to everybody. And he's like, I saw what he was doing, and I put him in his place. And I was like, that is not what I saw. And I don't think that that's what Will saw, to be quite honest with you. I think Will feels like he owned you and still held his court in his hot tub.
Yeah, I did love when Kaser was like reporting back to season 6, how he did that thing that everybody does when you like change your voice to imitate someone. And so he's like, you know, Will like called me down there, and he was like, well, we don't want to vote for Diane and Nokomis. And that's like Kaser's impression of Will. That's such a like human thing that everybody does. When you're imitating someone, you try to make them sound stupider than you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's very
yeah, I always do my dad, but it's or I should say any man I do is the same voice. And so Douglas will be like, wow, that was your dad again. It just makes fun of me because I'm like, obviously not actually doing anyone's voice. Okay. Stop calling me out. Just doing a man's voice. Okay.
But like Marcellus is mad when Kaser,
he's
comes back with this information, and he's like, that's it. We got to send them home. You know what we got to do? Like, listen, we'll keep Will, because Will's a big target. He's a bigger target than anybody in this house, but let's get rid of Boogie. Okay, so you got to convince Erica to use that veto and take down Diana Nokomis, and we're going to put up Boogie, and we're going to get Boogie out because I will not stand for this. And we're going to weaken Will by getting rid of Boogie. You know, he's like heated coming back. You know,
he's heated. I mean, everyone in that group, like he's the one talking up, but like everyone is a bit appalled at Will's move, which this is 100% very much a Will move. Like we shouldn't be surprised, except that you're surprised when you actually like live through it. Yeah. But they're like, what? Why would we keep him in the house, or why would we give him the power? Like, why are we just allowing him to like grow an army this season?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Time is just not on their side. So yeah, Marcellus is the one who like is trying to make some sense, but I really think Kaser is just scared of Will, and he's not gonna let it be on his head or by his hands.
He doesn't want that blood on his hands, right? Because he's scared of what they will do in retaliation. Yeah. I think that's what it comes down to. He's worried for his own safety.
So we go to the veto ceremony, and Erica obviously does not use it.
Does not. She gave it a lot of consideration. She
probably did
thought about it. But, you know, I don't think it would be a good move for her. She makes exactly the right point. She's like, I don't need to rock the boat. I don't want to put a target on myself. Like, that's not my job. At Kaser, if you wanted to choose change the name of nominations, then you should have won the veto. You know, like, I think that's her attitude, and I think that's the right move for her.
Yeah, it would have had to have been some sort of upswell by either Chilltown or the rest of season 6. Like, some group would have had to have gone to her and been like, okay, this is the plan, we're going to do it. Or Kaser himself be like, this is how we need to do this. But like on her own, no, obviously not. She's not going to get involved with that stuff. So here we are with our noms the same, and we are going to go into the second eviction.
Yes.
Being either Diane or Nokomis.
Either Diane or Nokomis. Well, I don't know how I want it to go. I feel like I'm kind of more drawn to Nokomis as a player because she just comes off like really smart and like she understands the game really well. But I don't want to be unfair to Diane. I just haven't seen much from her yet because like I haven't seen her original season. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, I did think she's not like rolling over and giving up from what I've seen so far. Like I really do think like the crying move is like can be like an effective in Big Brother to like get people on your side, get sympathy. She's talking about how she's here for the money, and if she doesn't win Big Brother, she's gonna have to move away from LA. Like I think she's been doing some interesting stuff this week, but you know, initially I'm a little bit more like, oh, let's keep Nokomis. I think she might do more, but I think I just haven't seen enough from Diane yet to really know.
Yes, selfishly as a viewer, I want Nokomis to stay because I do know that she's a very smart, strategic person who does have her head in the game. But when you have her sitting next to Diane, who is doing, whether she knows she's playing this part or not, this tearful, what am I doing here? If I'm in the game, I keep that over the person who has kept it together and looks like they're still playing the game. Doesn't matter if Nokomis is actually having strategic conversations or not. She just looks like she still has her wits together. And Diane looks like she's not doing anything. Yeah. So I'm going to vote Nokomis out and keep Diane because I don't think she seems like she's not a threat. But as a viewer, I want Nokomis in.
Yep, I know. So we'll see what happens with that eviction episode, which we are going to do on Wednesday, right?
On Wednesday, we'll be right back here at 6:30 p.m. Pacific live to talk about this eviction, the eviction episode, which I believe is 6, right? We did 4 and 5 tonight.
Correct.
He's 6 on a Wednesday night. That's right. And you guys, tomorrow we're going to have a video up, not live. We're going to post our Dreamcast for a BB22 season.
Yeah.
That we obviously know is going to be returning players. And so David and I are just going to throw in who the heck we want to see play again. Yes. That'll be up tomorrow. And then, like you mentioned, over on Patreon, we have Heroes versus Villains going on over there.
Yes. And you're still doing Australian BB, right?
Thank you, David. On Thursday, Jolene will join me for a Big Brother Australia, which is so good. Oh. It's quite the time commitment. I get it. A lot of people are like, I can't watch it right now, but it's so good. And I've been spoiled because obviously there's a time difference. So I don't get to the episodes in time. I get spoiled accidentally online.
Okay.
But it's like 2 a.m. my time when it airs. So by
Sarah,
the time
you're
I wake up,
2 a.m. to watch it live?
I am not. I am not. So I have accidentally been spoiled, and I'm excited about the spoilers. It's so good. It is so good.
So much fun.
Is that it? Is that all we're doing? It feels like a lot.
I think that's it. I think that's all the content that's going. I mean, we're going to do another game of Sight Unseen soon. There's tons of Nerdtainment content.
Unseen every weekend. That's true. That's true. You guys, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. We appreciate it. We want to hear all your thoughts. Those of you joining us later, leave comments for us so we know how you feel about the Mean Girl guys.
Please.
In this house.
Yes.
All right. We will see you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
It's over.